Hi everybody, this is Real again, and I wanted to just continue with the flow of the other videos that I was doing. My whole blog or vlog is not going to be specifically about motherhood, but it was a topic that's close to me, so that's the one that I wanted to start off on, and just go with the flow, whatever I feel like. Or whatever I'm passionate about, I'll go ahead and make a video about. And this week it just so happens to be how I'm feeling about being a mom and tips and things like that. This video is close to my heart because I want to discuss how I am able to be a stay-at-home mom, even though we are not monetarily wealthy. And every time you think of stay-at-home moms, you probably think of women whose husbands make buku bucks. And so she's able to stay at home because the primary breadwinner is winning a lot of bread. But I don't want to make stay-at-home moms to be an elitist concept, meaning that it's only for women who have money, middle class women, upper middle class women. I believe that if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, if you have the right conditions, you don't have to be very wealthy to do it. You just have to be willing to compromise a few things that I'm going to discuss in this video. So basically, when I first found out that I was pregnant, I had just been accepted to my grad school program. And so I could still work an assistantship while I was pregnant and have the professors be okay with it. Okay, so I'm getting those funds from school, basically. And although they are limited, it was enough for me to just do school, which we had plans on, and nothing else. He worked, of course, as well as went to school. He's in school as well, but he worked. And so I was able to complete my courses, which was very difficult, and get my papers turned in, 20-page papers at a time. But again, I was able to stay at home. And so, like I said in a previous video, we don't have a lot of help. The things that we do monetarily, we do it, him and I. We might get some help from my father, but he has his own separate bill. So whatever he does is just a plus. So basically, we budgeted everything. I shopped for the baby at Ross. They have everything that the department stores have, but they have it very cheap. I did it in bulk. When I would shop, I would buy a lot of onesies. Um, I would only shop for Pampers, and we use Huggies Natural. I would only buy them when they were on sale. This is before I even gave birth. And I would get various sizes, um, newborn ones and twos at that particular time. I would only shop when a coupon would come to my house and a store would have it on sale. I did this while I was pregnant. We shopped for her furniture, for her crib and all of the accessories like her stroller and her high chair at Walmart when it was on sale. Her changing table as well. So we were able to get a lot of her things, I think, if I'm not assuming, for under $800, but they weren't like raggedy. They were really nice things that we were able to get for her. And because I was pregnant in the off season, meaning I was pregnant during August, September, October, like I got pregnant in August, I was able to get summer things cheaper, meaning she would be able to grow into those things at a later date. So I would get stuff that she would be able to fit way down the line. And then once winter closed, I was able to again to get the winter clothes before she was even born. Smaller things, larger things, so she could grow into it. So that's one of the ways that we budgeted while I was while I was still in my graduate school program. I'm still in it, but I'm talking about at that particular time. And so we were able to get a lot of things. We had so much stuff for her in advance. Okay, and then one of the main things we did to save money was change our living situation. We had enough funds to be in a two-bedroom apartment. But we decided not to do that. We decided to stay in a one-bedroom apartment. And although the space was smaller, the money was so much cheaper. We saved a lot of money. And I'm talking about sometimes a $350 to $400 difference, because we chose to stay. So while I was pregnant, we slept in the room. After I gave birth to her, we converted that room into her room and converted the front room into our area, meaning we bought a pull-out couch, so that we could still have room for guests and things of that nature, during the day. Then at night, we get it ready for us to go to bed. And it helps because we're not in and out of the room. So I was able to sleep train very easily. We could access the bathroom, access the refrigerator if we got thirsty, take a shower if we need to, make love if we wanted to, and not be stifled by the fact that we all would be crowded in one bed or in one room. And we were able to save a lot of money that way. Food wise, one of the things that I did was I make a list for the week. And so I changed our diet from eating chicken, because we used to eat chicken. We don't any longer. We mainly eat vegetables because vegetables are cheaper. So we switched to a vegetarian based diet. And if we do eat anything protein based, it's a legume like navy bean or lentil bean, and or fish. And salmon is my favorite. So if we want to treat ourselves, we'll have salmon, but that's not all the time. Maybe once a week. So that's how we were able to save money with food. Making a list. When I do shop for vegetables, it's cheaper. I go to Trader Joe's, which you think that they would have expensive stuff, but they're less expensive than the grocery stores. Um, we would go to the farmer's market. Another thing I did to save money is I nursed. Um, One of the reasons that I nursed is not just because of the miraculous health benefits, but because it's cheaper than buying formula. We just didn't have the money to buy 20 and $30 cans of formula. And God bless the women who do, because that is extremely expensive. Another thing we did was we have one form of transportation. Two cars are very expensive. That's two car notes. That's two gas tanks you have to fill up. That's two cars that is on an insurance. So we have one vehicle and we make it work. We make sure that our needs are being met. So, because I was in graduate school, I had only a couple classes. He is in his undergrad, about to graduate, so he had quite a few classes. So I would be at home all day with the baby, um, able to stay at home with her, nurse her, train her, do the things that I wanted to do with her, make sure she was safe and attended to the way I would want it done. And on the one day that I had my class, or the days that I had my class, which was in the evening, I would express some milk and leave her with him. So she was still being watched by someone in our home, either him or I. And so when I came home, back home, it would be the same thing. And like I said, I only went to class on one day a week, and that was like, I think it was a Wednesday at that particular time. Um, Another thing that we do in order for me to be a stay-at-home mom is that, of course, he does the primary. He's the primary breadwinner, but he also makes sure that, um, even though he goes to work, he changes his shift around to accommodate me. Meaning, if he can trade one shift for another with a coworker or make a bargain, he often does that in order to help me out with the house, cleaning, washing the clothes, all of those things in order for me to be able to stay home and not be overwhelmed with everything. So he does his fair share of the work at the house. So for all you women who really want to be at home and you don't want your child at daycare center, which is nothing wrong with that. I prefer to stay at home her first year. Um, I wanted to be with her to enjoy her first steps, first words, and then I just, like I said, I wanted. It was just my personal preference. This is no judgment on women who don't want to or who cannot. Um, we made sacrifices in order for us to be able to do it. We buy in bulk. We buy things off season. Um, we changed our diet to a vegetarian or based diet to save money. Um, we have one vehicle. Some people can't do that, but all those sacrifices were worth it for me to stay at home with her and train her in the way, in the fashion I saw fit. I hope this is helpful to some people, um, because if there is a psychological need to want to move into a bigger place, but transform your house and make it work for you if you want to stay home. Um, and now that she's 15 months, I'm still in grad school, but I'll be finished next semester. And I wanted to pick up some extra work because she's getting older now, and my husband can help more, and she's not nursing. So um, I do have a job, but I just found employment. It's part time, and it's through the school system. And so I only work from 2:30 to 6, and then I'm able to be at home with her all day long. Um, Go to the job from 2:30 to 6, come home, and still be with her. And during those hours, my husband can watch her. And so, like I said, there are ways to stay home with her, even with your baby, even if it's just you're only away for a couple hours. It's a way for you to be the predominant caretaker of your child. You just have to be very creative. And so I hope this helps someone. Um, Women who are thinking, oh, I might have to take my child to daycare. Sometimes daycare ends up being more expensive than just staying at home. I've Some women have told me that they pay $100+ a week, and that's almost like $400 or $500 a month. That's some people's rent. So if you want to stay at home, try to reduce the things that your expenditures your expenditures. Don't shop as much. Go to free stores. If you want something in fashion, really dig in your closet and make sure that you are wearing all of your things. Buy diapers in bulk. We do, so we can stay at home. Being a stay-at-home mother is not an elitist thing. It's for everyone. You just have to make it work. So again, I hope this helps someone, and peace and blessings.